Thank you. Exactly. Exactly why I asked. They're like, it's muted, by the way. Right on. Okay. So that's exactly why I ask. Because sometimes I forget. And they didn't hear the first one either, so that's good. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm happy about that, though. That's good. It's kind of a relief. Okay. So you guys read the description so you can kind of understand what's going on tonight. It's going to be just like the last few times. I still do have those names of those people who I stopped before I got to read for them last time. Those people I have on the list here, and if you're one of them, then let me know that you're here. I'll probably notice, but if I don't, you might want to let me know. And but for everyone else, just read the description. It's very important you do that. Please do that, so you kind of know like what's going on and how it's going to work tonight. And but I'll just briefly explain that it's going to be I'm going to do general readings, but it'll be like one card from each deck, or maybe a few from each deck that I have, and depending on like the energy and how I feel about what needs to be known or whatever. And so if you have any questions, personal questions, then you can go ahead and donate, and I'll definitely look at that for you. And this will be a general, if it's free, so no worries, you don't have to donate. Definitely you don't have to donate ever, but if you do have a personal question, then I would do that. And please look at the description so you can understand like how to do that. All of it's right there. But I'm going to start off choosing somebody else. So thanks for coming tonight. I'm going to choose somebody at random. Let's see. You're the only one who is asking for a general. Okay. So, let's see here. Sanj. There's some healing that needs to be done. There's something that could be really stressing you out. Like something that's really just kind of like weighing heavily on your mind. And you may be having a hard time going to sleep and, getting enough rest because of it. And it's headed in a certain direction. Like, I feel like you have some sort of a plan or some sort of a, way you're going to go about this. And it seems like you started out, at least, in a pretty stable position here with the Nine of Pentacles. But I wouldn't say that you're completely gone from that. It's just that something is needing to, be addressed. Because it's really just kind of like a problem for you emotionally. Even though the swords are mental, it's keeping you up at night, so it is emotional, and it's affecting everything. But I guess these are things you're telling yourself and thoughts you're having in your own head, and the anxiety and stress related to that. So you are headed in a certain direction. Let's see what that direction looks like it's going to be. Hopefully it's going to be a direction of more healing and facing your problems instead of running or whatever unhealthy things you could do. What is Priscilla doing? I'm sorry, not Priscilla. Sanj. Okay. Okay. That kind of looks good. That's good. I like aces. Yep. I feel like you're going to be really diving deep into your work. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles is here showing there's opportunities for stability still for you. It all has to do with you working very hard at something. You're going to be very, very dedicated to it, and it may not even feel like a job, so that's awesome. And it's happening, kind of out of the blue, without you really being able to put a stop to it, but of course you're not trying to put a stop to it, because it feels, it's a passionate thing for you. I would say it's kind of leaning towards the whole idea of, you may be trying to distract yourself in order to, occupy your mind, so that you don't have to, yep. Whenever I get the Seven of Swords and I feel like it's you, the person I'm reading for, usually the Seven of Swords is kind of negative, sneaky, right? But it's, in this situation, yeah, it is sneaky because you're trying to kind of walk around your healing and avoid it, And there's something that needs to be addressed here because it's just going to eat you up inside and continue to do that until you do that. Let's see what else we have. Queen of Pentacles, I still see you as a very strong, independent like structured. I mean, you're able to take care of yourself type of energy. Like, it's not like you're needy or dependent, really, financially at least, stability wise. Like, I feel like you can take care of yourself right now, or at least that's, you know, where it's headed. Because, but I do feel like that's where it started. This was the first card, Nine of Pentacles. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is just even like better, you know. It's just kind of like a boost up from that. Like, you're very, you know, you're very capable of handling your life, but, you know, it's keeping you up at night. So it's like your own worst enemy there. But regardless, it's, you know, showing that you're going to be very dedicated to some kind of job. I just hope that that doesn't mean you're going to be neglecting yourself still, because then you're going to continue to have this problem, you know what I mean? So I do see, though, that you're making a decision here. Two of Wands is all about, like, taking a deliberate, like, decision, making a deliberate decision, you know, going in a certain direction. Like, you're not thinking about it anymore. It's kind of like, now it's time to take action. So do that, and whatever you've been wanting, whatever you feel like you need to do, you know, it's like, it's time to do it in order for you to heal or have more, you know, growth in your mental health to be better, and for you to be able to sleep again and things like that. So I think that's a good idea for you to kind of like look into what's really going on instead of avoiding it, you know? That's what I think you need to do. We all need to do that from time to time, right? But yeah, if you want to start sleeping well again, probably look into that, right? Just saying. Two of Swords now. You may not do it so soon. It seems like you're not really aware of the problem, or maybe you're not aware that you have anything you can really do about it. Maybe you think, you know, it'll just heal on its own. Like, really, my contribution to the situation is not going to really do much, so I just kind of have to wait it out. Not true. Not true. And it really is up to you and only you. That's the part that you need to know. But that's the blindfold right there, I feel like. Like, you're just not seeing that. You're not seeing that you have more power than you really think you have in your own healing, you know, in your own situation, whatever this is. You can do this yourself, you know. No one else really can do it for you. So I feel like you just really need to kind of like dive into what the problem is and start looking at that. Let's see if we can kind of figure that out. It could have to do with something that maybe you're lacking passion in some way towards something that you were very passionate about before, and that's kind of a letdown. That's kind of like you don't really have much motivation now. Something related to that. Maybe you lost support that was around you, or you're like needing validation, or you're needing kind of like approval from someone, or maybe a few people, and if you're just not getting it, you know, it's just something that's like constantly on your mind. It's exhausting. It's just difficult to live in that kind of energy and not get what you're kind of like after, you know. It's exhausting. Two of Cups, it could have been talking about like, you know, you and somebody broke up or something, or you know, you aren't doing well, you feel like other people take their side, or that you don't have the support you need, you know, and maybe they do, or at least in your mind, they have the support that they need, and you don't, from, you know, your point of view. There's not a list. I'm just kind of picking at random, but you guys, please go ahead and read the description so you know kind of what's going on tonight. I'm just going to be choosing people for free readings. And then if you have a personal question, definitely go and look in the description so you can donate for that, and I'll look into that for you. Obviously, donation questions will be longer with more detail, and will look like way deeper into the subject for you. And also, you can ask a few follow-up questions related to the question that you already asked. But as for free readings, I don't mind doing free readings, but we're going to be doing generals. So sit tight and just wait your turn if you want a general, okay? And if you don't want to wait, I get it. But you got to donate, just donate. It's in the description. $5 a question, so it's not too much. And I'm really excited to do that for you. So let's get it going. Let's continue. And thanks for being here, by the way. Please go ahead and like this video if you have not done that yet. Glad you guys are here. I haven't been live in like a while now. I don't even know if it's been a week, but maybe around there. 5 days or something. So yay! Let's get some questions answered here. So yeah, I feel like it could be related to somebody that you were with or connected to, possibly. And it could also just be, the Two of Cups could also represent like yourself, you know. It could represent you looking at yourself, like, are you in alignment with yourself? And obviously not. Something happened to where you just don't feel like you're in the right place anymore. You're needing to find that motivation, that determination, and that enthusiasm again. because you're not really into it right now, whatever you've been doing that you were very into before. It's like now it's just not really lighting it up for you. So, and you may feel like you don't have enough support in your life that you really are looking for. Let's see what else. It's time for you to take the sword, by the way. Ace of Swords. It's not just talking about maybe good communication coming in, or maybe you able to speak your voice in a way that you felt like you couldn't really speak it for a long time or before, and or maybe right now, you know. And I think it's important for you, though, to recognize that this is not only talking about communication, but it's talking about you having authority and you, like, taking the sword in your life. You know, you basically the opposite of the Two of Swords, which is feeling like you really have no, like, say so in your own life. It's really the opposite of that. It's like you got to just make it happen for yourself by knowing that whatever you think is what you think, whatever you want is what you want. It's your life, though, so you can't really be that way and, you know, need other people to kind of validate that. It's not really gonna be a happy situation, you know. I mean, you can never please everybody, and that's kind of what you're trying to do right now, I feel like. So it's not working, you know. So yeah, definitely look into that healing. Look into how you speak to yourself, even when it's not out loud. I mean, just like constantly, you need to think about it more, you know, because it's affecting you. I feel like you're just kind of being too hard on yourself, okay? Even if you don't have the support you want right now, you'll have it again eventually. You know, it's not your people. It's not your time right now. Maybe it's time for you to be, you know, doing your own thing so that you can kind of figure yourself out a little bit better, right? We all need to do that from time to time, so. Okay, so let's see. Yes, Moon Lover. Yes, you can. Okay, Moon Lover. What do we need to know for Moon Lover, please? Anything you need to know for Moon Lover? What's important for them to know today, generally? What's important for them to know today, generally? Moon Lover. Nice name, by the way. Can you guys hear me all right? Like, is it loud enough? Is it distant? What's going on with that? Let me know. If you guys have a personal question, you can donate for that, and I'll definitely look into that personal question of yours. But if you just want a general, it's free, and you can just stick around, and I'm picking at random, so just stick around. Keep posting, keep letting me know you want that reading, that general. But if you do have a personal question, then you can definitely donate, and let me know, of course, when you do that. And we'll start with yours right away. Okay? So no, there's no list or anything. Just kind of going with it. So what does Moon Lover need to know today? What does Moon Lover need to know today? What does she need to know? Ooh, okay, so there's disappointment in some area of your life. And I feel like really you're not looking at anything positive. You're kind of looking at the negative, right? And that's, you know, I won't comment. Let's just continue. Basically, these 3 cups that are knocked down, they're knocked down. You're disappointed. You're upset about that. But there's 2 cups back here still that are standing, and you're not even seeing them. You're not even seeing it. So that's the problem here, too, is that you don't even see it, and you can't even see that there's still opportunity here. The thing, though, is, like, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. And these 2 cups are going to go to waste because you're going to do the same thing as you've always done. But if you take these 2 cups and instead of do the same thing, you go over this bridge and then you find this castle here and you find that uncharted territory and you explore it, you can find a different result. And so that's what you need to do, is kind of do something different than you've always done if you do continue in the same situation or even in a new situation. You need to, like, do something else that you haven't always done. You know what I mean? So it's like time to switch it up. Time to do something new. Try something else, you know? You are thinking about the past, I would say. Like, there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of doubt, too. Like, you're very unsure of how you are coming off to others, or maybe how you're working together with other people. We have 3 Pentacles here as well. It's like your collaboration with other people is kind of, like, disappointing, you know? Maybe something isn't what you thought it would be, or it's just kind of like you can't get your point across, or people just aren't getting you. Maybe you're, like, new in a situation somewhere. Like, I don't know if it's a club, a group, maybe you moved or something, but it's like a new experience for you isn't going exactly the way you thought it would go, or maybe the way you'd hoped it would go. in regards to like how other people are collaborating with you, and that can be an upsetting thing. Maybe it's just the people around you. For some reason I have, you know, cooperation here. It's just, it's disappointing, and it's not going the way you thought it was gonna go. Let's see about anything else. What is the main energy here that she needs to recognize and acknowledge for herself? What's the issue? What is the advice and the outcome? Okay. Okay. I like this because it's kind of like giving you the power again. That's what I like about the tarot, is I can always see it in that way. It's like, here you go. Here's your chance. You know, this is up to you now. Which is really actually very liberating, even though it seems scary and you kind of want to just say it's going to be all great. It's kind of like, well, it's up to you, because you can take the sword in your life and you can make that happen. You can start like actually doing the things you need to do for yourself and make yourself feel good again. But, you know, stop relying so much about like you collaborating with others. Even though that's important, it's not everything. You know, maybe these people just aren't for you. You know, maybe these people just aren't. It's not the time, it's not the place, it's not the people. And you have to accept that at some point, you know, if it's not working. It's like you can't just be upset about it. I mean, what's, you know, that's not going to do anything for you. So, I mean, either learn how to be more cooperative with them. Maybe it's you not being cooperative. But I don't really feel like it's that. I feel like maybe it's, you know, just, it's not your people. Like, it just isn't working out right now for whatever reason. And so, you know, the problem, the issue here, I would say is, you know, you're connected. Like, you being connected with other people is difficult. For some reason, maybe you went through something where intimacy is kind of like hard for you right now, or like trusting, getting close to people, being nurturing, being understanding. Not that you don't understand, but it's just hard to like connect emotionally. Like, you don't really want to do all that. And that can kind of come off as like you're cold or not wanting to like cooperate or something, but I don't really think that that's what it is. I think it's just, you know, you obviously went through something, because also here, yeah, showing that you can't really let go of something, you're holding on to it with a lot of defensiveness. It's very personal. So that makes sense, but here we are, you know, feeling stuck, feeling like you have no other choice, like your hands are tied, like you're just stuck in this position. I mean, it's not the truth, but of course it feels that way. Could be related to love, okay? Because, and it could be related to maybe just some friends or something, because, you know, I had the 3 of Pentacles here and the 3 of Swords. It could be 3 people, like maybe there was a third party, maybe it's just 3 friends or something, but it seems like there could be another person in the mix. May not be, but that's kind of what it seems like here. 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. It seems like there's, you know, more than one person kind of trying to figure things out here. And so it could be very much that you're heartbroken right now. And again, it doesn't have to be a lover. It could just, you know, this is disappointment. So it could just be that basically you're disappointed, and that hurts, and that's hard to, you know, that's painful. So that could be what it is too. I mean, it feels kind of like a lover, because that 3 of Swords there, especially, and it's hard for you to let go. And so you're making yourself stuck. This is self-imposed restriction, okay? It's not that you're really stuck there, but you feel that way, and so it's important, but it's just, we need to get out of that mindset, you know? Because it's not doing anything for you. It's not helping your situation. You're just kind of feeling stuck, and that's no fun. No one likes that. So let's see what we can do about this. If we can do anything about this, right? Which we always can, so don't even think that we can't for a second. But let's just see what, you know, you can do personally, maybe, if you want to try it. Of course, you don't have to, but if you don't want to be in this situation anymore, maybe we should look into that. Let's see. Is it just simply changing her mindset and being more positive, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and having hope and positivity, positive mindset, or is this literally about something she needs to do differently? Like, what does she need to know about anything she can personally do to turn this around and create a better situation for herself today, right now, right this second? What can she do? Hi, you guys. Anything. Oh. Wow. Okay. Okay. I definitely feel like it's about, I definitely feel like it's about lovers. And I got the moon here twice, so I feel like it's a very confusing situation. Obviously, it's really not clear to you what the best thing to do is, and, you know, that makes sense here, because you don't want to disappoint yourself even more. And it's just, for whatever reason, maybe you're dating a Pisces person. Not that they're all confusing, but that's what the moon card represents. So don't eat me alive for that. But no, they can be confusing though. But I mean, you could be dating a Pisces, or it could just be that this person that, maybe possibly had left you, or moved away, distanced themselves, traveled, kind of went far, like isn't close to you anymore. I do feel like it's a lover. Could be Gemini. I think that for whatever reason, it's very confusing to you, and maybe they left you without really. We do have Knight of Swords sticking out, so that could have been sudden without really anyone being able to stop it. But it seems like they left, and it's kind of like difficult for you to understand, or it's confusing as to what you need to do or what that means for you. Because here I do have like reach out, there's possibility here. There is, something that you can still make happen with this and take action like immediately. But the thing is here, I see you're very hesitant to do that, but you're like weighing your options here. And I think you've been waiting a while very patiently to kind of understand the situation better, and you just haven't understood it better because there's not much clarity there, and that makes sense. So I mean, instead of telling you to just go for it, I get why you're confused and why you're hesitant, and I don't know if that's a good idea, because the person might not even deserve you to be so, available to them after doing this, or after being so, like, leaving you hanging, because it's been a long time, not necessarily a long time, but like you've been waiting very patiently, and it's just, I don't like the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, you don't need to be waiting for somebody like that. If they're not going to give you the time of day or an explanation, it's like, why even deal with it? I mean, that's not fair. That's not right. So, let's see what this moon card is here for. I just saw the sun, so that means there's going to be some clarity soon. Maybe, hopefully, this will be the start of that at least. Let's see. Anything else we need to know for Moon Lover? Remember how we said we were having a problem with this? Yeah, so this is the other part of the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, right? It's basically, that caring, nurturing, but at a distance. Like, you do not have to be up in their face or like motherly towards them. You don't have to be in their life even. You can just be caring, and they don't even have to know. You can just know that you care, and that's all you really need to be doing, because you can't really change people. And I feel like in this situation, they've kept you hanging or waiting or confused, and you kind of got to move on with your life too, because you care about yourself too. So it's like, you can be caring, but at a distance. Don't be hateful and all of that. I mean, it's only going to hurt you more if you are. But really, I think right now, it's probably best to, like, do your own thing. Stay distant and just do what you need to do. But be loving, be caring, and be who you are. Have that heart of yours. But just don't give too much to where you're feeling depleted, because that's not going to be good for you either, And I think it's safe to say, like, if the person's kept you waiting and confused, then that's the answer that you want answers, but it's kind of like that's the answer. You know what I mean? Because they're not giving you much to work with, other than that you are in the situation. You don't know why, but you don't really need to know why. You just... Oops! All you need to know is that you don't have time for it, basically. You know what I mean? So it's like, moving on, because it's only holding you back. They really just don't deserve that kind of time from you, because you're giving it and they're not doing anything with it. So it's like, okay, I got my answer, and you're welcome. Okay, Princey wanted a general. Let's see. General for Princey, please. Princey wants a general, please. What do we need to know from Princey? Princey wants a general. Okay, we have a Cancer here. Possibly a Cancer person. Maybe you're a Cancer person, but there could be a Cancer person involved. And if this isn't a Cancer, that's fine. It's just basically saying, like, this is you kind of, like, moving forward and taking action carefully, not, like, frivolously and not without thinking, but it's careful forethought, but it's just, it's forethought in general, which is careful, in a way, but, which is good. I don't recommend you doing something without thinking. It seems like you've kind of been trying to decide which way to go, and you're going to be doing that. You're going to be going that way. And here we have the Three of Wands. So it's like, this is something related to the past. Like something has probably held you back for a while, and now you're going to be able to kind of push past it. You may have been thinking about it for a long time, and now you're finally going to take action regarding it. So let's see, what else do we have here for you? You said you are a Cancer. Right on. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing here. Like if we wanted to go back and say, okay, Cancer, you're thinking about something from the past, and instead of doing something about it, right, this is you kind of like thinking about it. Even though it's wands, it's not really thought. It's like you're standing here and you're doing this action, which is taking it all in, but kind of understanding what it is, you know, and just being either proud of yourself or thinking like you want to do something more. And I think it might be a good idea to kind of do something more, whatever that more is for you, like push further and keep going, because this Two of Wands here is kind of going, okay, now it's time to take action. I'm going to be doing that deliberately. Like, it's not like, well, we'll see. It's like, no, this is what I'm going to do. And it's not, again, without forethought. You're, you know, I feel like you've been planning, or you've been able to have the time to plan, because this is like, you know, the two Sphinxes here at the bottom, they're not just going to go in the same direction, they're going to go in different directions. So he's like trusting that the right direction is going to be revealed to him, but it's over time. It's not just like, well, we'll see. I mean, he's being careful. He's trying to decide what's best, and so he's going to go in that direction, whichever one is best. So like, be thinking about that. Whatever you need to do right now, I feel like you've been thinking about it for a long time, and it's probably time to just kind of go for it, you know, with the Two of Wands here. It's like, just go for it, you know, do something. Don't just sit there and think anymore about it, because it's like, time's coming for you to just kind of do something about it. But I feel like you can already know, like you've known what you've needed to do, but maybe you just haven't done it. If you're scared or like whatever reason it is, it's just you need to kind of like do that now. You need to make a deliberate decision in some way. So ask yourself, is it delaying because of, you know, COVID and stuff, or is it like literally like, even if it is COVID, like you could do something to kind of still get it going in some way, or is it like you just kind of go, okay, well, I can't, I'm just gonna not do it because it's like kind of scary, or it's, you know, it's just that last push. This is you either not in alignment with yourself. Well, it's showing it's upright, so really it would be alignment with yourself, but I feel like there's a lack of that. Like you don't really know, like you don't really feel confident enough to take action right now because you're not sure where it's going to take you, or, you know, these worries in your head. I mean, you are a Cancer. It's like you worry about the security of the situation. Like, is it going to be structured, stable? Can I rely? Can I depend? Can I trust? And when it comes to just you and you, it's harder for you to do that. Like if you can depend on somebody else and what they're saying and they can come through, it's like almost easier than to just trust yourself for some reason, you know? And that happens sometimes, but I feel like that's kind of the situation here. You're kind of like not taking action because you're not sure of yourself enough. Let's see what the outcome would be here if you do take action on this. Like, what do we need to know about the results of you taking action toward your goals right now? Well, isn't that a surprise? No. You have fears. This could be related to love or some kind of, or, you know, maybe a Gemini person. I feel like it's more than just like a person or a relationship that this is about, but it could be a couple things. Here, though, basically, there's some type of fear, I think, because of love, you know, or a situation that you were in a relationship or something, or maybe the relationship you're in now, but, or maybe one you want to be in. I mean, it's the reason I say it could be related to love is because, you know, we have the Lovers here. So it seems like, but, you know, this has caused a lot of anxiety for you, like, insecurity and kind of, like, fear in some ways, in really some strong ways, because this is hypervigilance. It's not just, I think, you know, what if something bad, it's like, no, something bad's gonna happen and I need to be prepared is your mindset. So you said my love life and career both are stuck, and that's because of the fear there. You need to take some actions and maybe even do something different but than you've done always, you know, if you want a different result. That's what I always say, is like, if you want a different result. But that's what they say, you know, it's kind of insane to expect something different when you've been doing the same thing all the time. You need to do something else. And that's like, you know, I know there's hardly any security in something new for you, but it's like, you know, you need to take a chance because that's life. You know, we need to do things that are out of our comfort zone so that we can thrive. And you'd be surprised that you might be really happy that you did it, you know? And I'm sure you will. very closed off right now. And if you're not feeling like you're closed off, you're coming off as closed off. Like, you're just not taking the offer. Like, if there's certain things or ideas or opportunities, it's like you're just not, you're like, no. And it's like you need to, like, do those things. You need to, like, at least try to take some new experience and just see where it goes, you know, because there is stuff being offered to you. It's just that you're kind of, either you're not seeing that as an opportunity, like, you're just not seeing it as that. You're like, well, yeah, but they don't really, like, that can happen again, or that's not really what I want to do right now. They don't really mean it, or whatever you're saying to yourself. There's things being offered to you, and you're not accepting it. Maybe you just don't see how important or how, like, good it could be for you, but I think you should really look into anything that, any opportunities that come across and are offered to you. Maybe you should take that chance and try to do something with it. And you might be surprised at how excited and fun and different life could be in a good way for you. You know, something else, something changing and being fun for you and exciting and just making you feel more alive, you know, whatever it is, whatever it brings, it'll bring a good change, I feel. Yeah, no worries, of course. Victorian Princess, General, thanks for being here. I'm glad you're new. I'm glad to see some new faces here tonight. So Victorian Princess. Let's see, Victorian Princess. What does she need to know? Generally, what do we want to know generally here for her? Victorian Princess, General energies here. What does she need to know? Anything Victorian Princess needs to know, please. Victorian Princess, what does she need to know, please? What does Victorian Princess need to know? Generally. Okay, there could be an Aries person involved here. Or maybe you're an Aries. And we have something coming to light, a realization, or maybe just, yeah, I feel like it's a realization because it's right before, this realization comes right either during or right after there's a rest period or a break or a distancing between you and a person, or it's either a person or it's just you needing time to yourself to reflect, to heal from whatever, you know, it is. And, you know, after that comes this realization. And so whatever it is that you're realizing is obviously in the dark right now. And it's just not clear to you. And I feel like that's just because you haven't done this alone time. Especially if you're an Aries person. If you are this Aries here, that makes sense. Because what fire sign likes to sit around and just think? I mean, they like to go. So it's like you're probably not really self-reflecting very much and understanding really why you're feeling the way you feel. And you need to take some time out, some time to yourself. I feel like you do have support around you, and they would be supportive of that. And that's probably why you come to this conclusion or this realization so easily or so quick after this, you know, time to yourself, because you have a lot of people supporting you and on your side. No one's really telling you, you know, suck it up, get over it, and quit crying like a little baby. So you're able to kind of like do that, you know, self-work without feeling like a wimp or without having too many guards or walls up, without like, you know, denying that to yourself for too long. So that's good. So definitely be doing that. You know, definitely take some time, even if it's just like a weekend, you know, whatever you need to do, just like take a little bit of time, like literally, you know, whatever you need. Let's see, anything else here? Victorian Princess. Yeah, okay, good. We got the Ten of Pentacles. It's like pretty much everything you want in a successful way, like, you know, the home, the family, even if it's not literally that. I mean, it's just like, you know, what everyone wants, right? So you're gonna get something here that's gonna be good for you. I mean, it should kind of come together, I guess you could say. Things should work out here in the best way possible, at least for right now, which is fucking awesome. What else do we need to know here? What is she, you know, what's her advice, I guess? Balance here. You need some kind of, like, justice will be served if somebody hurt you or did you wrong or something was done wrong to someone you love or something related to that. Like, justice is here. It's important. It's like balance everything in moderation. Try to like have a schedule. Try to like, you know, work and home life. You know, try to even those out if you can. karma, doing things right, setting things straight, getting your point across, your word across, having that last conversation. I mean, whatever it is, yeah, okay. I also get the Eight of Swords, so, but the Nine of Pentacles as well. You could be helping somebody out, and that could be kind of dragging you down. Like, you might feel like it's the right thing to do, like you just need to kind of do it because it's the right thing to do. But it kind of makes you feel stuck too, and it puts you in a position that you don't want to be in, a position that doesn't feel as safe or secure. And you have what it takes, like, you have the ability to take care of yourself. The problem is, well, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's a problem, is that you can also give to people. You're not very stingy and you're not very closed off. Like, you're able to kind of give what you do have, and you're willing to do that. So people, you know, will kind of take, and it may put you in a position sometimes that's not really the best, you know? You're like, okay, well, now what? Who's here for me? You know, because I need help now, because I need to pay my rent or whatever it is that you're needing help with. And I don't know if you have that same thing in return. So also with this justice card, it's not just saying like balance, it's saying, but if we're talking about balance, it's saying basically, you know, balance that out too, have boundaries. Like, don't just be giving. Also expect the same in return. Not expect in return, but like, don't let people use you, you know, because that's not really balanced. That's kind of like they're using you and you're trying to be nice and they're using that against you, and that's not what I mean by balanced. So try to also recognize when some people just need to help themselves, you know, and it's not really up to you to do that, and you can't really do that. And by you continuing to do that, it's kind of setting them back because they're expecting you to help them, you know, not really thrive past what they're already at. And so, you know, you helping them is kind of not helping them help themselves in a way too. So remember that. Like, you can't help everyone all the way. They need to help themselves too. You can only do so much, you know. Then they need to kind of like step in and do it too for themselves. So let's see. Anything else here for you? Yep, so it's like, get your point across, say what's on your mind, do not be afraid to do that. It's going to be time for you to kind of like step into something that you may be uncomfortable with, but it's something that is like, have a voice, you know, have your place, you're in this world, like where you stand and what you stand by. It's going to be important, and I think people will look up to that too and respect that, but only if you can like do that, you know what I mean, and be very honest, be straightforward. You don't have to be emotionally connected, you know, you can just be straight up and factual. It doesn't have to be mean and rude and blunt, you know, when it's like that didn't need to be said. It just needs to be clear. And so, you know, you don't want to confuse people or make people unaware of where you're coming from. You know, some people just won't get you and won't like you. That's fine. I'm not talking about those people. I mean, in all of your dealings, be honest, because people are going to be able to see through bullshit right now, and I feel like you're no exception. Like, and you'll be able to see through bullshit too. So it shouldn't be, you know, a problem either way. Again, we have the sun coming out. So yeah, you're going to mature through this, I feel like. Something's going to change, like, you know, like, you will kind of grow from this, and that's a good thing, you know. Like, you'll see things differently, and you'll see things in a way that you didn't see them before, like, you know, differently. Like, things that just were not making sense to you, or you just didn't want to accept, maybe. Like, things that were just in the dark. You didn't know. You weren't sure that that's what it was. You didn't know. Even if you, like, should have known because you were told, doesn't matter. Sometimes it takes us a little bit longer, right? And so for whatever reason, you know, it was in the dark, maybe somebody literally kept something from you, but now it's going to be in the sun, and you're not going to be able to deny it right there, standing right in front of you. It's going to be too obvious. So you're going to grow from that. I mean, you're going to have some enlightenment, you know, situation or situations. Some things you're going to kind of like start to understand better than you did before. So that's good. That's growing, it's evolving, and that's all we can really hope for in our experiences, right? So that's exciting. And Sakina, yeah, let's look at your general. Sakina, you. Very nurturing energy, but it's keeping you stuck. Very stable and nurturing. But you don't feel like you're really all that. And you need to just kind of slow down and accept things for what they are. Like, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to give something you don't have to give. Like, you need to get in tune with yourself better. There is this Five of Swords energy around you, which is a person who wants to win at all costs. And because of that, it's tricky because you just don't have, you know, the information that is necessarily true around you. Like, I just think the person's a nasty character in regards to this situation. I mean, they're bitter, angry, resentful, and they want to win. And that's not really, like, something that's going to be good for you, you know? Because if they want to win, they're going to make sure that you're going to lose. And we don't want to be with somebody who's going to make sure we're going to lose. That's weird, you know? It's weird. And that's what it is right now. Seemingly to me, it seems like there's just somebody who is not really on your side. They don't want to be that person who's rejected, embarrassed, or humiliated, or done wrong. So they're going to do it first, kind of thing. Like, the person's a user. Because, you know, you're giving here with the Nine of Pentacles. Like, you're structured, you're able to give back. And it feels very stuck for you because you're like, for whatever reason, I mean, let's look into that. But here, I do see that there's somebody feeling neglected or maybe abandoned. Maybe somebody did abandon somebody else. What's the Five of Pentacles here for? Ace of Pentacles. It could have been related to money. Maybe you had opportunities to move in together, to get a new house, apartment, or whatever. But there's opportunities for success regarding security, finances, you know, stability, and things like that. Maybe a job. Maybe that's what this leads to, you know. Even though somebody feels abandoned, it's kind of like, but this is a good opportunity for you, and this is meant to be for you, you know? Like, this is the thing that you need to be doing. This is your path, even if it feels like, you know, you want to resist it at all costs. You want to resist it ending or changing. It kind of seems like it's trying to change for your own good. So, I mean, maybe just go with it if you can. Try not to resist changes ever, because that's when the Tower happens, and then we have to change everything, because we're going in the complete wrong direction of our lives, you know? So that could be kind of, you know, what we're seeing you on the verge of here. A life change. What does she need to know about her life as we move forward into the next few weeks? Wheel of Fortune. Love it. Beautiful. Queen of Pentacles. Like I said, you're very able to take care of yourself. The Queen of Pentacles isn't actually giving in this card. She's by herself. She may look a bit lonely. Actually, just because she's working really hard. She's got a really crazy schedule. So yeah, she's a bit lonely. But she's got her shit together. And that's something that everybody hopes to at least have at some point. And hopefully, you know, for the rest of their lives once they get that stability and security. But here you have it. And the Wheel of Fortune just kind of tells me that, like, either you'll get it quicker or more than you had expected, or, like, it'll just be kind of something that happens easily. Like, you just have luck on your side, obviously, here. And I don't think it'll be much of a problem for you to see yourself in this way as the Queen of Pentacles. Very structured energy, very stable. So don't, you know, don't excuse, like, other people's behavior, and don't expect any less than what you're giving, what you're bringing to the table, right? So, yeah, I feel like this is a good opportunity for you, though. Like, there's something coming, and it probably already has come, and you just didn't see it as that. See? Judgment. Like, you need to use your better judgment here. This is something you need to use, is your judgment on situations and people. Like, more so than you have been, obviously. Yeah, I'm just doing generals for random people. So, but you said you're new, so that's why I picked you first. So yeah, be using your better judgment regarding a situation. And also, you know, you're gonna have a lot of stuff coming towards you, like success-wise. Just be careful about your boundaries, you know, and giving to people that aren't giving to you, and being there for people who aren't there for you or who wouldn't be there for you in the same situation. Yeah, this is, you need to heal a little bit. I don't think it's really about like others right now for you. I mean, it kind of is, but it's more about you being okay with you after some people just kind of like maybe suck the life out of you. Or, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just, you know, you feel like, or like, not that you feel, but you, the situation, it's like you're the only one who can make sure that you're getting treated with respect. And if you're not, then you can always walk away from the people around you. It's not something that you should put up with. And if you're giving, and they're not accepting that or receiving or kind of like acknowledging it and, you know, being grateful for it or just even recognizing your efforts, then it's really kind of questionable as to if those people are really the people that you need to have in your life, because that's not going to feel good. Because that's just the person you are, and if you're constantly doing that and they're not reciprocating, it's or they don't shit, even more so, they don't care at all or talk shit to you on top of it, it's like, ew, you know, bye, like, I don't want that. Judgment. Gotta use it, remember? Your better judgment. Yeah, this keeps coming up. Like, you keep giving. And there's arguments here. There's tension. There's, like, you don't feel right about it, but it's like maybe you just have a hard time saying no. Like, you need to get comfortable with that word, because it's, you know, you can have success here. I mean, you're on your way. But it's just like, I mean, you already do have success to some degree if you're able to help people and give what you do have. But you're kind of like even more so on your way to kind of like figuring this out. It's just that like you need to like keep doing that. You need to like not allow people to kind of tell you what you need to be doing for them, you know, because it's like they need to be doing it for themselves. Because it's really not like fair to you, you know. Coffee break. Okay. So, I'm going to continue down here because I want you guys to like see the cards that I'm using for these readings. So you can kind of see a little bit better, you know, what I'm seeing. You can kind of understand like where I'm getting these, where I'm coming to this conclusion about, you know, whatever is being said. So, yeah, let's look into this really quick. We're gonna go and do somebody else now. Let's see who we have. And thanks you guys for saying that about the readings. I'm glad you like them. I was feeling a little pooped there. I had to get some caffeine in me. Have you seen this before? I just drink it right from the freaking bottle because it actually helps keep me awake. But, okay. Yeah, I've been watching Network Chuck, which is another YouTuber. He does a lot of different things that he talks about, but you guys should check out Network Chuck. Shout out to Network Chuck, because he always goes, coffee break, and it's funny. So I just thought I'd say it too, because yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of gonna need to go get my caffeine and make this happen for myself. So shout out to Network Chuck. Very interesting videos. Okay, so let's see. And Victoria, I did give you a reading already, a general, so just check back a little bit if you missed it. I'm not exactly sure what the timestamp is for you, but I should probably start keeping track of that for people. That would kind of be helpful, probably. But you know, you're supposed to be here when you're called anyway, but that's kind of usually like we're doing personal readings because I need to know what you're reading or what your question is, but today we're just doing generals, so I mean it's kind of different. But let's see. No problem. Yeah, of course. Anna S. You wanted a general. Yes, let's do that. And Janet, I keep seeing you. We're not really doing like personal questions. I mean, you're asking for about love in general, but we're just doing generals. If you wanted to look into your love life, then definitely, you know, take a chance to check out the description. And it has a little information about how to do that and how to ask that question there. But as for right now, you know, you don't have to donate. If you don't, that's fine. But we're going to be doing generals for you. And I will come to you because you're new. So I want to make sure to get to you at some point. So, but if you have a different question, like then just generally looking at the energies that surround you, then go ahead and look at the description to figure out how to do that. And bye, loveth. I was gonna get to you too, but I know you're like, thanks, that's not helpful now, but maybe if you could get a break or you can come back and I'm still here, I'll read for you. You know, if I'm still around. But thanks for coming. Lovely to see you as always. Okay. So let's see, Anna. What do we need to know for Anna, please? What do we need to know for Anna? Anything that we need to know for Anna? What is the information that she needs to hear right now? Anything that comes to mind for her? Anything that's important for her to kind of hear out and understand now? Maybe this is something that she doesn't realize, or maybe it's something that will resonate with her and it will be a confirmation. What does she need to know? What does she need to know right now? Anna S. What does she need to know right now? What does she need to know? need to know. The Lovers, so we have Gemini or a love situation possibly. Gemini as well. Okay. Strength, you could be with the Leo person, that's possible. Leo, or it could be regarding your love life. You need to be very strong at this time. Maybe you've endured a lot and you're going to be having to endure more, or, you know, this is like the direction you're going. It could be something talking about like, okay, like, you know, whatever messages I'm saying, like whatever fits, like if it's a Gemini person, okay, keep it. If it's not, don't, you know, because I'm just letting you know there's a lot of different interpretations. You know your life better than I do. I'm not psychic, I read tarot. So this is, you know, this is a few things that it could mean. And so however the situation, you know, comes together for you, just try to, you know, go with that and don't go with something that obviously isn't happening. You know what I mean? So this could, so like for the reason I said that is because it's, you know, I'm seeing a self-serving energy or a greedy energy. And now I'm not sure if that's with this Leo, with this Gemini, if there even is a Leo or a Gemini, or if this is just you, how you're feeling, how the other person's feeling, you know what I mean? So I do think it's related to a love situation though. And it's going to take a lot of strength, but at the same time it could be that greed is getting in the way. And it could also be, you know, be careful what you wish for. I feel like maybe you're hoping for something and you might get it, but it might not be everything that you really thought it would be. I mean, like, it will be, but it might be too much. You know, it could be kind of like, you don't need all of this. And be very honest in your dealings as well. I see there could be an air sign person, which would be Gemini as well. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in the situation. And I think that there's this need for more, like, emotional support, intimacy, you know. There could be a lack of that, and I think it's more of a mental connection, or you know, like intellectual, I guess you could, like, it's just very in the mind. It's not really, it may be stimulating, but it's not like intimacy in regards to, you know, how I feel and emotions and being connected. You know, it's more of connected on a mental level. So there is still a like block there. There's like a little bit of a there's something that isn't exactly, like, you're not able to reach that part of this person, or maybe they're not able to reach that part of you. And also here, the Ten of Cups comes out after that, interestingly enough, when I'm saying you need to have more emotions involved in intimacy. So it looks like this is going to head in a good direction. You know, be honest with yourself and with this person. I would say that you need to communicate better with each other and more straightforward, instead of like beating around the bush type of energy, and instead of like not literally saying what's on your mind. Like seriously, like literally just lying or saying you're fine when you're not. Like, these things are important for them to know who you really are. It's a good idea to kind of just be straight at this time. Also nurturing, like, don't be too hard on each other. There may be, like I said, a lack of like emotional warmth, or I guess like connectedness, and I think that's, you know, a big deal here. But the Ten of Cups is here at the end result, so I'm interested to see how that plays out, or how that comes together. My best bet is like thinking, okay, if you decide to actually, you know, if you decide to be honest and straightforward, then that might actually work really well for you. I mean, I'm already seeing that it would be the best way to go, but maybe that's why the Ten of Cups is here, because you're going to be doing that. Let's see here. We do have the Death card. There's going to be big changes here. What is the change? Temperance. This is Sagittarius. It also represents happiness, harmony, peace. Like, all the way around, everything's good and harmonious. I mean, that's kind of what you're looking for in this situation, because it's just, you've been through a lot with each other, and it's kind of like maybe even considering ending it, or maybe even considering like not continuing this way. But if you're able to take this advice, I feel like that's a good idea. I feel like that is something that could really bring on this temperance for you guys. And the Ten of Cups, of course. I mean, that's going to bring everything together. Yep, see? Queen of Cups. Exactly. Twice. That's what's missing, and that's what's needed, is that emotional nurturing. You guys probably both were not used to being emotionally nurtured as children or something. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but I feel like, why would people be so emotionally, like... Oh, Disha. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, I do see that, actually. Yeah, okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll get on you right after this. So stick around, and I'll get right to you, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, but the Queen of Cups comes out twice in 2 different decks here in your reading, so obviously this is missing and this is what's needed, and I think it's just important for you to really kind of try to remember that and try to, you know, do what you can to be more emotionally connected to this person. Things should be, like, it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, with all of the, like, yeah, this is what you need to do, then boom, happiness. It just seems like, okay, you're going to do it and then it's going to be done. Like, it's just something you need to kind of remind yourself about every now and then. Maybe you guys just aren't, like, used to being that way toward people, like, very close and emotionally, like, talking about how you feel and things like that. But, like, in a relationship, that's really important to know the person, right? So it's like, get comfortable with that, you know, if you can. I mean, it seems like you can, because here it doesn't seem like it takes too long for you to be able to achieve this, you know, after putting in a little effort. So let's see what else we can get for you. Yep, making a decision here. This is self-work, this is self-reflection. So maybe taking some time to yourself first to realize how you're going to do this and what it means. Like, why are you so uncomfortable with this kind of an energy, and receiving it as well. Not just giving it, but receiving it as well. You know, like, what happened? Like, what is it that bothers you? You know, what is it that is getting in the way of this? And then do something about it. There's hope here. There's faith. I think the Star is definitely a very positive card to get. Yep, see? Lovers. And also this could represent Aquarius. And again, this could represent Gemini. But it doesn't have to. Also, this could represent Virgo. The Hermit. And the 2 Queens of Cups, I'm thinking, you know, could represent water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then we had the King of Swords, which would be air again. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm just letting you know all the, like, all the elements we have here on the board for you. So yeah, I mean, it seems like, yeah, again, this is going to lead you in a good direction. Maybe it's important for you to do some self-reflection first. A lot of people want to skip out on that self-reflection, but it's really important so you know why you're doing what you're doing and what you're actually doing. You're not just going off of them, you know, you're going off of what makes you feel comfortable as well, and it's important for you to get comfortable with intimacy and emotional closeness with your partner, you know, because it's kind of an issue. Okay, so let's see. Right, Disha. Disha, go ahead and post your question. You said... Oh, yeah, no. Okay, go ahead and post your question, Disha. Thank you so much for the donation. Glad to have you guys here. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like this video really quick. It just takes a second to like. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know, become part of our community here. We'd love to have you. We love seeing new people. Very supportive people always around, so join us. You will not be disappointed. And also, if you're new here today, like it's your first day here today, let me know, because I want to give you a reading. I want to make sure that you get your chance to actually see what a reading with me is like, so you can see if you actually want to be subscribed or not, you know. So if you are new here, then let me know. If this is your first day here today, let me know so I can try to read for you. VG, right on. So you guys, if you are new here as well, please go ahead and read the description really quick. It just takes a second to read that as well. And it explains how I kind of do the readings. I do general readings for free. So if you don't want to donate, definitely don't have to do that. But what I do is I'll read generally for you, like the energies around you, anything coming towards you, things you need to know. Basically just generally what's going on. But for personal, you know, specific questions, I charge $5 each question, which is pretty good, I mean, I think, you know, and it's going to a great cause. So read about it in the description. I'd love to look into your situation for you. Let's do that. But please read the description so you know kind of how it works, okay? Thanks for being here, you guys. Happy to be here. Right on, Anna. I'm glad. So what are May's thoughts for me? Will he read my sent messages? Is this connection finally over? Let's see what we have here in regards to the energy here between you and Amy, Disha, Amy. What's the energy between Disha and Amy currently? Okay, so there is going to be, or there was, a betrayal and an ending. Yes. Okay. It seems like this is, like, it's so weird to see, like, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Swords, and then the Death card. Because it's like, why would that be a lucky thing? Like, oh, luck's on your side, you're going to get fucked over, and it's going to be done. But the thing is, with this, I feel like that's why it's happening, because it is a good thing for you, because it is going to cause a change, or, you know, an ending. And that's a good thing, because this situation, obviously, needs to come to an end. And I know you probably don't like to hear that, but I mean, that's the best way I could see why the Wheel of Fortune would be there before getting betrayed, because it's like this needed to end, and it's kind of like a blessing in disguise. For whatever reason, whoever betrayed who, doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just talking about somebody's trust was betrayed, and maybe it's been betrayed before, but this time it was like, you can't forget it. So even if this person, like, isn't around and you kind of are sending them messages and stuff, it's like, you know, the universe is kind of trying to protect you, you know, from the person. So it's kind of like a good thing. You said, yeah, the betrayal happened. He did it 2 weeks ago. So you're wanting to reach out, but the universe, you know, God or whoever, you know, you believe in, you know, is trying to, yeah, see the devil here on my lap. I just noticed that in the screen. That fits, you know. But I feel like you're still at a standstill, even though this is, like, to me, obvious that it's a toxic thing for you, and it's probably not a good idea to be involved in it, and it's kind of probably, like, a good thing that this has happened, so you can kind of, like, move on from it, and, you know, not have it in your life for whatever reason. It's just not a good thing. But, I think you're at a standstill either way. Like, when this happens, even if it is a good thing for you, it's probably something that you don't see it as right now, so that's why it's kind of... you know, you're at a standstill. Like, you know that this person isn't really a good person for you, but you want them to be, so it's like you don't really know what to think or believe or what to even do. You know that your feelings are very powerful, but you probably should know that it's only temporary, you know? You don't need to, like, be in a situation that isn't good for you. It's just no matter how you feel. But right now it probably feels difficult to just accept that, you know what I mean? So we do have Capricorn, we have Cancer, I also have Leo, and at the bottom I did notice we have Scorpio as well, which is the Death card, which already came out, so there could be a Scorpio person you're involved with especially. Cancer here, and then Capricorn. He said, I don't want to go back. I sent him nasty messages. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Did he read the messages, or what do we need to know about him and seeing those messages and how he felt about them? It's kind of like, I mean, I think you probably did see him. There's, it could be a cycle thing, like maybe it's hot and cold, like this happens. And it also, like, this has happened before between you guys, and it's kind of just like he's not taking it seriously because of that. Or you're not, or, you know, maybe you think it's like not, this isn't the last time it's going to happen, or this is just kind of a no big deal, like not no big deal, but a thing that's like you feel like it's not done yet, maybe. Or maybe he feels that way. Like, he just doesn't have to, like, you know, really put effort out or try to make it right. Also here, this is Aries. We're getting a lot of cards that talk about signs. This person, it could be more than one person, I mean, here, but, you know your life better than I do. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of different signs coming out here. But we, you know, other than what they mean sign-wise, we're talking about you taking authority, you know, over your own life. And having money, having, you know, possessions, items, material items, probably make you feel a little bit more stable, even though you are heartbroken. So here, I mean, I think probably, like, don't distract yourself too much, but you're probably going to be able to find some relief within material items and money, which, you know, is probably not a healthy thing, but I mean, for you right now, it's kind of seeming like the way you're going with it. Like, you're going to have enough, and you're going to try to keep yourself occupied. Money seems to be important to you right now, and I don't think you'll, you know, lack it. It's just, you know, try to really heal if you can. If you can try to do that, it might be better in the long run. But it seems like you're going to have, like, basically what you need and maybe even a little bit of what you want right now. So, you know, you shouldn't have to be worried about that. Let's see about his karma. Anything we need to know karma-wise for this person? Okay, the Hierophant, that's Taurus, another sign. Okay, let's see what this is trying to say. Cancer again. It's kind of like it's like, you know, traditional or conventional, like whatever the world is kind of expecting is important to him, or like he's kind of trying to go in that direction, like not disappoint people. Like if people are expecting certain things of him, that's kind of the way he's trying to go. And even though they're not expecting him to betray somebody, they could be expecting him to do other things. So he's trying to hold up that image in a way, like trying to do the right thing in regards to how other people see it, or what like the world sees it as, and not really necessarily what he sees it as. You know, and kind of like he's like weighing his options between like, should I do everything that I'm supposed to do or make it seem that way, or should I stand up for myself and like kind of be defensive about this? Like, I don't think he's gonna do either one of these things really, though, because, you know, with this card here, the Chariot, it's kind of like he's taking action in a whole new direction, and he hasn't decided which direction that is yet. So it kind of seems like uncharted territory or something that he's not familiar with. Yeah, you see here, he's come to this point now, and he's like, okay, here's what it is. I've been thinking about how it all came to be, and now I'm going to do this. So I don't think he's really knowing what he's going to do about this. But in regards to karma, it seems like he's on a journey still, you know. And I don't really know if it's going to be bad or good for him. Let's see what's going to happen here in this while he's doing this. Okay. Well, it's funny because Justice actually does represent karma. And that's also the Libra card, Justice. But, you know, if we're talking about karma, in a way, yeah. And, you know, you can see it's related to something emotional. And something very emotional. An opportunity for, like, very much, like, you know, the cup being full. And not even full, but overflowing, right? So it's like maybe this is regarding a love situation. Maybe he'll have an opportunity to be in a new love situation. But either way, like, it could either mean that, you know, he's going to balance out his life because of a love situation, or he's going to have karma because of a love situation. Like, something's going to be made right, though. And that's for sure. So I would say whether or not he's, you know, it's about you, or it's about somebody else, or it's about, like, the future, it's about the past, being made right, or someone, you know, being made, like a situation being made right or set right, then it's still kind of that karmic energy there. It's kind of like happening for a reason. And yeah, see, Death card. So it ending or a drastic change. I think there's a lot of changes that are going to come up for the both of you guys. Like, it's not going to be very calm or just like nothing going on. It seems like there's going to be like a lot of action, or like a lot of changes and a lot of adjustments. But that's a good thing, and you should try to embrace that. Yeah, the person's not very committed to things, and that's going to bite them in the ass later, because you can't just, I mean, you can, but really, I mean, with the Death card, it's like these things keep changing up, probably for that reason, because it's like you can't just keep doing that to people, even though, I don't know, I'm not saying he completely is just getting over it because he's a player. It could just be that he gets bored easily. I don't know him personally, but it's just something that's like in, out, and it's not really fair to the other person. You know, but he really can't probably help that he's that way. I mean, if he even recognizes that. We see that there's, but I mean, you can do something about that. You don't have to put up with that, since you know that it's probably not going to work anyway, because they don't, like, stick around, they're not consistent. Right, exactly. Commitment phobia, that's exactly, well, I mean, it could be that, like, I feel like there's different sides to the Knight of Wands, but that's definitely one of them. The lacking of commitment, you know? So for sure we have that aspect of it. And there's tension here, you know, regarding him and a new lover possibly, or maybe you know, whatever the situation is, it's regarding emotions and love, you know? So new opportunities may lead him to still be unattached, you know, just like the Knight of Wands. I don't think that's changed, you know. It doesn't seem like anything has changed. And his family wants him to get married to a girl from their community. That sucks that they're involved in that way, you know, that's like how it is. I mean, that's just not cool. Because it's like, poor girl, right, getting with a guy who's just not committed, and she doesn't really have a choice. I mean, that's so weird to me. Yeah, there is something not clear, and I don't think that either of them really see the situation clearly, like if they think this is a good idea, or if the parents think it's a good idea. Either way, it's something that is really not what it seems, and probably having something to do with the fact that he's not going to be around very long, regardless of whether or not he's, you know, committed or married or whatever, you know. I can't say what he's going to do because anyone can change, but it's like from this point, it just seems like a bad idea to really try to commit to a person like this. But I don't really think he has a new connection. Like, if he does, it's not one that he really is in. Like you said, it's kind of organized or arranged. So I don't think it's really something that he's, like, in his own way. Like, it's kind of, I guess, expected of him, right? With that Hierophant card. It's what's expected of him from the community and from the people around him in society. Conventional ideas, you know? It's not something that he's wanting to happen, really. For his own sake. Like, he probably wouldn't have chosen this route with this person, with the other person you're telling me about. It's kind of like not his decision, really. It's not his will for that to happen. I think the best justice that you can get from this is knowing that basically, you know, you're in a situation that it's kind of like a blessing in disguise. Like, you don't really see it that way probably now, but it's something that's better this way. And so it's really kind of up to you to embrace that and see it that way and accept that, you know, and know that, like, you do deserve better than somebody who's going to do something like that to you. So it's kind of like, that is the justice. It's just, like, waiting on you to kind of understand that, you know? Because really, like, it doesn't even matter what happens to him. Like, it's not going to change the way that you were hurt or the way you feel about yourself now, you know? So if you can kind of get in touch with that and, like, understand that, you know, you're better off, then that's the best justice, in my opinion, you know? That's, like, the justice right there, because you'll be living a good life and he'll still be doing the same thing. Okay, let's, alright. Crystal Ray. Let's see. I understand that completely, Disha. And just know, you know, it's going to take some time for you to obviously, like, be okay and over it and, like, past it, but that's just kind of, like, says a lot about you, which means you're a person who has a heart. You know, you can't just, like, get over things because you're not that person who does that to other people. So, I mean, really, it's just a case of, like, you dealt with a bad person, like, not necessarily a bad person, but just a person that, isn't right for you, you know, isn't able to respect you in the way that you're needing, obviously, right? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I forgot that Disha donated twice. So, I mean, I think I'll try to answer a few of your questions, but if you have any other questions, let me know. Totally wasn't even keeping track of that. Just kind of going for it, so. Okay, let's see. You think he'll react to my messages in coming days? Let's see. Yeah, possibly. Oh, this guy is freaking trying to do that whole thing. Okay. Just be careful, because he could try to come around and be very kind, or be very, like, try to connect again, and that's kind of scary, because to me it just doesn't feel genuine. It feels like that's like a game or something, especially after like doing what he's done now and kind of leaving you hanging and not responding, and then he's going to turn around and try to make this new opportunity and try to make this something like connected. I just think that that's really wrong, and you should be careful with that. Like, if you can be this energy, closed off, not taking or giving any offers, not giving or taking any offers, any kind of like invitations, because it's going to turn bad real quick. I just don't see it really being a genuine offer. You know, it seems like maybe just for the time being that's what they're wanting to do, but they're kind of playing with you emotionally, and that's not fair. You know, it doesn't seem like they're you don't switch up like that overnight. You know, like, what is the reason for this? We did see the Knight of Wands, right? King of Swords. So you're going to be able to see through the bullshit. And be honest with him, too, because he'll probably be able to see through the bullshit, too. I mean, he'll know whether or not you really feel what you say. And, I mean, not that he's magical, but it's just like, you know, he'll probably be obvious that what you say you feel and what you really feel is maybe different. You know, and you should understand kind of if he's trying to bullshit you as well. So, I mean, you'll probably get some answers that you want, but maybe you won't see him as that right now. But you'll kind of later on know that, like, that ain't good, and that's what he was saying, and that's probably what he meant, you know? And it's just not, it doesn't seem genuine, though. Like, it seems like the good part isn't genuine, because it's just switching up on you all of a sudden, maybe, for who knows why, to get attention, to know you still care, to make sure you're not moving on. I mean, but it's not about you, it's about them, which isn't good, you know? It doesn't feel good. I hate him way too much to even hear his voice. I lost all respect and trust for him and his family. Yeah. Well, just be careful with that one, because, you know, if he does reach out, just try to maybe just not even respond at all. That would be probably a good idea. Because then he'll get the message real quick. And he may, you know, it's kind of stupid how people are, but at that point, it might actually get get them to turn around, but by that time, hopefully you're just understanding of that whole game that they're trying to play. And just not trying to put up with it, you know. Get into that queen, or that King of Swords energy, and don't take that bullshit, you know. Nice. And with all that being said, something's gonna happen for you that's gonna be good, obviously, through this. Love it. Let's look at you real quick. And thank you so much, Disha. I appreciate it. Money, but also material items. Maybe greed, maybe like over like wanting material items too much, feeling like that's everything. But being able to manifest a lot. The problem is it's not really in your control, or at least you don't think it is. And I think you really have a lot more power than you really believe you do. Like, in your job situation, or whatever situation this is that you're making money, I feel like you really have some ideas here, or you have something that you can suggest. But you really don't see it as that. But maybe that's one of the reasons that this is all, like, kind of starting to thrive now for your business, or the company you're working for, or, like, whatever the case is, the project you have going. And that no wonder you feel stuck, because you feel like you don't have any contribution or any right or anything to say about it. But really, I don't know if people want to keep it feeling that way, or if you just feel that way on your own, but it's definitely not the truth. Because I think your contributions are very important in the situation. And you're not seeing that clearly, obviously. There could be some things that are offered to you now, like different opportunities, and I think you'd be wise to pick one of them and go for it, because just know that, you know, out of all these options you're going to have and all these opportunities, there's going to be some that are just not right for you, that aren't seen clearly, you know, that are too good to be true. So, I mean, just keep that in mind when you're, you know, trying to figure out which one you should go for, or which, you know, whatever you should put your energy and invest your energy into, it's important to know what you're really dealing with, you know? I just think you're not really seeing yourself clearly, or your position, or your worth, basically. Your value. What you can bring to the table and to the situation and make it better and improve it. You may kind of be the only one really thinking about that. Everyone else is worried about themselves, you know? And you're kind of worried about everyone as a whole, in a way. Like, or like, what the solution can be. And it's like, we need people like that, you know? But you may be the only one. The thing is, though, like, are you doing it because of money, or... Because if you're doing it because of money, it may kind of, you know, you could end up making some decisions regarding money that you might regret later, to me it seems. But if you're doing something out of the goodness and the value of the situation, or the, you know, the issue at hand, then it may not, you know, work out, because it's kind of like it's kind of like a thing that, like, if you're doing it just for the money and it's self-serving, I mean, then it's like, obviously, it's probably not going to work out the way you had really hoped for it to, or been expecting, because it's like, greed is unnecessary. And it's not just about money, and that's kind of what that lesson would be telling you, you know, once you have to see that for yourself. But if you're able to kind of like see everybody as equals and try to just make it work out for the sake of everyone else involved, then, you know, you have a lot better chances, I think, than to just be wasting your time doing something self-serving, or like materialistic, superficial things that don't really matter, you know, but obviously matter right now. But in the long run, they just really don't make a difference. They're not very important to a friendship or a relationship of any kind. It's not something that, like, I mean, some people do look for it, but it's not really something that's, like, something that will say much, you know, just because they have nice things or a lot of money. It's not really something that, like, tells you whether or not, you know, you can take care of them. Or they can take care of you, or it can work out, you know. Okay, you guys, I think I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here. It's been not too long, but, you know, it's like 2:34 in the morning. But I'm going to go live again tonight, because I know I haven't been live in a while. And I want to see you guys there, so if you guys are new here, or you haven't liked this video already, please go ahead and like. And just like this video really quick for me. And subscribe to the channel so that I can get you a reading tonight. If I haven't gotten to you tonight, then definitely come back tonight so that I can read for you again. AM. What is your, general reading? Unless you have a personal question, then go ahead and donate and let me know that you're going to be doing that, and I'll wait for that, and so I can do you, or, you know, I could just give you general right now, for sure, so let me know, but I'll start with your general. Let's see. Go ahead and subscribe, you guys, if you want to come to that live tonight. Get your question answered. Let's do that. Join us. Okay, let's see. AM. AM, what do they need to know? Good luck here. Wheel of Fortune. Judgment. So you've been using your better judgment, or you're going to, or it's a good idea. That's what you should do. Regarding a situation that could have to do with maybe boundaries, like, you know, giving of yourself, you know, just giving to someone who's in need. What's interesting here too is that we also have this card on the ground, so it's kind of the other side of that, like, not just giving and being emotionally supportive to someone younger than you, but also, or someone being emotionally supportive to you and they're older than you. And also the other side of that is, you know, caring for somebody who's needy, like needing help, or, you know, you have something that they just don't have that you can offer them that will be helpful to them. So it's like, I feel like this is talking about like using your better judgment regarding like basically not fucking yourself over by taking action here. And the action is, you know, using your better judgment, like what people really need my help, like what do I really need to be involved in, and like how long, you know, should I be involved? Like, oh, I'll do you after this one, Crystal, because I did say I would do you. Sorry about that. And tonight, it's 2:37 for me right now. So whatever time it is for you, you can kind of like, you know, add that up. I'll be going on tonight at probably like 10 p.m. for my time. And it's 2:34 a.m. or 2:37 a.m. for me. So, okay, so yeah, you need to like use your better judgment, not just give, because, you know, I don't think it's balanced. It doesn't really seem like it's coming back. It seems more like you're giving of yourself, and that's something that just naturally is you, which is great. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, if you're not getting it in return, I would say you're probably wasting a lot of time, and even holding someone back from, you know, being able to do it for themselves just because you're always there helping. It's not really like a healthy, you know, give and take here. So I think the Wheel of Fortune is going to be brought to you by, or being used in your life by you, you know, using your better judgment here in situations where you're like giving of yourself. Or maybe it's vice versa, and it's, you know, of where, you know, you're taking instead of giving. Let's see what else we have here for AM. Okay, yeah, I would say this is self-imposed restriction, though, because this is you kind of like keeping yourself stuck in this place where you just feel like you have no other choice. And I think really it's important that you do understand that you can walk away at any time. You see how her ankles here are not tied up, so she can walk away at any time, even though she has that blindfold on there. She doesn't think she can, and her hands are tied, so it really feels like an uncomfortable situation, like I am stuck in this. But she really isn't, you know. It's just kind of like changing that mindset and seeing a different way to go about it. But I really do feel like you have to stand in your own true judgment and know whether or not people really need you, or if they're just saying that and, you know, milking it, or you know, just using you basically. I think you're kind of pretty hard on yourself about this. Like, it's hard for you to just like not help people for some reason. Maybe you feel guilt for some reason, or like it'll be bad karma on you or something. I'm not sure. And you feel like you're stable enough. You feel like I'm stable enough. I can really offer people a lot. Like, it's not hurting me at all, and it makes me feel better. But really, it kind of like isn't helping them in a way. If you could see it, what I'm saying, like, yeah, you can help people, but I mean, just like in moderation. Like, also, like, know when to say no. Know when you like really just don't have the time or the energy or the money or the resources or whatever it is to really give of yourself. I mean, you can't help everyone, and only to a certain extent can you really help people anyway. I think it's important for you to like take time to yourself as well. You're not everyone's mom, you know. Not to say that's like you're a bad person or anything for helping, but it's just, it's kind of getting to a point, I feel like, that it's needing to be like not so like just like you don't need to just not everyone needs you know, your help. You know what I mean? Like, they can help themselves too. And sometimes it's probably better that way if they do help themselves instead of you helping, because they're not really learning anything by you doing that. Of course, there's situations where people just need help, and it's like a good thing, you know? But, I mean, I feel like if it's the same people, the same things, the same requests, it's kind of like they're not really doing much for themselves, and it's kind of putting you under in a way. Like, it's kind of just not really helping you out either. I mean, not that you're doing it for yourself, but you need to kind of consider yourself more, you know what I mean? Instead of just being there for everybody else when it's, like, unnecessary a bit. Having boundaries, I feel like, is what it's kind of saying, you know? Okay, we'll look at Crystal. Crystal, what's your general reading here? crystal. Collaboration. Ooh, you're uncertain about something. Could be a commitment. Ten of Pentacles, money, what's expected of you. You're wanting to take action right now regarding, like, I think you want to do something you haven't really done before, something like way outside the box, something that you're just not really like that you're not expected to do by other people. Like, other people just don't expect that of you, and it would kind of maybe be looked down upon or judged in a certain way. But, like, you're weighing your options here, because I think, you know, the collaboration with you and someone else, it could be, like, 3 people. It could be talking about commitment here. Maybe you're struggling to kind of, like, feel like you want to, you know, commit to one person, or, like, have a very strong, serious commitment at all. I feel like also the Hierophant could be representative of, obviously, a Taurus person, but also representative of, you know, you doing things that are expected of you instead of what you actually want to be doing, which can be kind of, like, setting people back, because when those people are gone, you're like, well, what did I do for myself, you know, and you're kind of at the bottom of where you know, need to really be, or where you were planning to go. So, yeah, there is Ten of Pentacles. Could be related to money as well, success here, you know, but after a long time of waiting, we had the Seven of Pentacles. I think you're taking action, or you want to. Maybe the reason you're not yet is because, if you're not yet, is because you're stuck. You're kind of like weighing your options, and one thing you're going to have to sacrifice for the other. So what's the most important thing here? What does that have to do with? Caring, nurturing, support, emotional well-being, you know, your friendships, relationships with other people is going to help you to feel more stable and connected. Yeah, there's some greed, though. I feel like you're kind of wanting to, yeah, it could be related to money. Maybe that's what's getting in the way of you and other people and feeling connected. Like, you know, this Queen, wait, where was I at? This Queen of Wands this Queen of Cups wants to feel very protected, nurtured, loved, and cared for, and really it's kind of the opposite of what the Nine of Cups would be, because it's not thinking about yourself. It's more thinking about other people. But with the Nine of Cups, that person's alone in that, you know, in that card. So they're kind of just soaking it all up, and it's really just not your thing. I think it's something that you need to, like, understand, though, before you just go about changing it. It's something you need to kind of realize is a bad thing. Or, you know, for you at least. Can't wait around forever either, you know? Yeah. So the Fool's kind of asking you, like, do something new and exciting and different. It's time for you to just kind of let go of the past and, like, release those things. Do not be worried about those things happening again or reoccurring or being a problem or just holding you down and back even longer. It's just unnecessary. And it's holding you back. I mean, it's kind of like something I would never recommend, is to just wait, and beat yourself up and think that you know, can't progress in life. It's kind of like, chip chop, time to go, you know? Time to do something about this and do something different. It would be a good idea, you know? No problem, Crystal. Thanks for being here. I hope to see you tonight. Disha, what was your question? Okay, can you please tell me yes, it is your turn now. And thank you for the donation again, by the way. I very much appreciate it. And it's going to a great cause. These cats will not go unfed. I think I'm gonna start a fund for it officially on PayPal, so that it can go, like, just straight to that fund. So that could be exciting new thing that's coming up. If you don't know about that, read about it in the description. It's all right there, so you can understand what I mean when I'm saying that. It's a very great cause we're doing. You know, started by my sister-in-law, so I didn't really organize it, but I mean, we both have the heart for it, so it's something that's kind of necessary at this point. So read about that in the description. So what's coming towards me in my love life? Let's see here. I love that quote. What's coming towards me? Like, you don't know. Like, you have no other choice. Like, it's just what's coming at me. Let's see what's coming. Nothing, because what you need to do is go and search for whatever is missing inside of you. And I know that's cliche, and you're like, okay, no, I'm asking like who's my next boyfriend or whatever, but seriously, I mean, the Eight of Cups is like something's missing and it's not cute, you know, you don't like it, it doesn't make you feel good. It's at a point where you're like trying to, like, you realize now something's missing and you probably need to do some soul searching or some therapy or some meditation. I mean, you're kind of like at this point going, okay, something's up, and I don't think I can make this better by having another person in my life. Like, I just don't think that that's going to work anymore. And you're right, because, you know, you need to go on a solo journey. The reason this card is this person's by themselves is because it's a solo journey. You know, it is probably best that you're single right now. That's actually a good thing, you know, even if you feel like you're kind of lonely. It's like you got to figure yourself out so that when you get back into the dating world, you know exactly what it is you're looking for, and you can see when somebody's not for you. You know, right away, you don't have to like, oh, well, let's see where this goes. No. If they're not what you're about, then it's like, don't even go there, because you already know. You're wasting time, you know? I think you should just continue to be single until you know what it is that you really want and who you even really are, because I feel like you're just struggling with what's missing inside. You're trying to find that in other people, and you're never going to find that, by the way, in someone else. I mean, temporarily maybe, but see, Wheel of Fortune, you got to do this alone time. Go on a retreat, meditation, a support group. I mean, I know I said alone time, support group isn't alone, but after you go home from that support group, you're going to have a lot more resources and knowledge and tools to use on your own. And that's when you do that alone time, and that's when you know, but I want you to do your alone time and not be like doing something very unhealthy or distracting yourself or just obsessing or thinking about something that's not good for you, or having some idea that's like never gonna like really be the thing for you, or you just know, you know what I mean, like just some unrealistic. I want you to like actually figure yourself out and do this solo journey and not like have to, you know, feel so stressed and like not in alignment with yourself anymore. It's like time to like make that happen, you know what I mean? Like that's what I mean by your alone time. It's like it's not about other people at all, and that's what you'll find out eventually, you know, if you do this, which the Wheel of Fortune's here, but it's not really going to be able to work for you if you don't take that first step of trying to figure out what is missing, because that's gonna, you know, it's probably the opposite of the Wheel of Fortune if you can't do that part, because then it's like which you don't even know why you're going in the direction you're going. You're just going, trying to figure out what's missing, and you're never going to find it that way because it's unconscious at that point. And that's not going to help anything. Yeah, there's shit from the past that's like hard for you to let go of, and you're very defensive about it. And it's obviously the reason that you're at the standstill now. And any betrayals or things that have happened that you feel like you've had to like learn life lessons and stuff about recently, like it's all related to this thing that's missing. Whatever it is. And yeah, see here, okay, so this is kind of cool because the Queen of Wands is not really about like being on your own and being sad and, you know, being like trying to figure yourself out and kind of crying a lot. No, it's like I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm very ambitious, I'm empowered, and I'm not asking permission. So don't wait for somebody to like tell you like, yeah, it's okay. Like even me, like don't wait for me to give you the green light. Like, you know, you should be able to make this decision on your own. You know that what's best for you is what's best for you, and what is best for you right now is basically just figuring yourself out and healing from whatever it is that you've been through, but trying to find what's missing most importantly. Like, I'll say that a million times until you understand, like, I'm not just saying, like, go and screw off and just be by yourself for a couple minutes. I mean, like, figure this shit out, because it's going to be important for your next relationships and your next journey and path in life. Like, it's time to figure out what is missing, because you've been trying to, like, circulate and find it. You're running around like a chicken with its head cut off. It's not working for you, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you're in the same position, and it's just like you need to figure it out. Easier said than done, right? But I mean, it's just like time to start thinking about it that way. Or you can do the same thing you've always done and just get the same result, and then we could just be here again. But I mean, I don't want to see that happen, you know? So it's like, maybe just switch it up a bit and try to figure yourself out in a different way. Like, try to learn something from what's going on. What are the lessons that have been trying to be taught to you? Like, how, like, have your struggles actually helped you to see things differently in a way that has empowered you or helped you to learn and not feel so helpless or hopeless or powerless in life, or, like, you know, confused? Like, take those things and see what was trying to be taught to you, and then see why. You know, like, why was that trying to be taught to me? Because obviously I'm missing that in my life, and that's what I'm looking for, so I needed to be taught through this experience that I can give it to myself, basically. You know, it's like we don't know that until we have to, really, because I don't think anyone really knows that until they like have to know that, because some shit goes down, and you know, so yeah, it seems like you got a lot to do, but you can do it. I mean, start somewhere, start today, you know. So I will catch you guys later. Come back tonight at 10, and I would love to see you guys then. Thanks for everyone who donated. I'm very appreciative of you guys. It's going to a great cause, so thanks, and like and subscribe. I want to see you guys here tonight at 10, so don't miss it. All right, have a good night.